Hello, it is Rebecca Bardess here, and I am in the little sort of side panel-y thing. It's not even a back office, you just click here and it takes you here, of Webtalk, which is the new social network, which is in invite-only pre-launch at the moment, so it's in beta or beta. So the people who are beta testing this, of which I am one, are having oodles of fun because not only is it an amazing social network that's kind of, I think it's like a kind of hybrid between Facebook and LinkedIn, and you're not battling with algorithms the way that you do in Facebook. So if you're a networker, network marketer, affiliate marketer, an author, a coach, an accountant, a whatever, whoever you are who does social media marketing to spread your brand, you've probably noticed over the last year or so that it's become very, very difficult to do that. Facebook's massively punishing you for it. Nobody's seeing your posts. You have to pay them a ton of money for anyone to see your posts. Twitter keeps closing down accounts. Twitter's better than Facebook for it by far, but it's still, all of the existing social networks, there are issues when you're trying to do social media marketing. And a lot of us, it's not just that we want to save money by doing social media marketing, because you don't obviously have to spend out on ads. It's not that we're kind of against ads. It's that we like to do the social media networking side of things to bring people into our businesses, because then you're sort of friends with people. You have a more qualitative relationship and you end up building a business that is more friendly, and it's just a nice way of doing things. So a lot of us will combine social media marketing with very targeted advertising, and that seems to be the most effective and productive way to build a business these days. And you know, really speak to anybody who's super successful or has ever been successful in business online, and they're going to say the same thing to you. So the problem we've got is you can't do this on existing social networks, because all of this stuff that came up about Cambridge Analytica has hit them all, and they're just they're just closing everything down and punishing people, and a lot of them have gone public, and so they've got to consider their shareholders the whole time, and the whole thing is about, you know, how much they can clobber you with ad spends and preventing you from actually networking or doing business online. A lot of them are essentially banning home businesses as well. You can't even advertise home businesses on a lot of these networks. So even if you pay them money, they won't even let you show what you do. And that sucks, because the home business industry is basically, I mean, last time I checked, it's twice the size of the entertainment industry. It's a big industry, right? And it's a big industry made up of people, you know, solo entrepreneurs a lot of the time, individual people who maybe lost their job, or maybe they got ill, they got chronic illness, they can't go into an office. That's what happened to me. Maybe they're looking after elderly parents. Maybe they're, you know, they just want to travel, and they're just not the kind of person who feels comfortable in a cubicle, and so they want to travel around the world and live the laptop lifestyle and all that stuff. A whole bunch of really cool, nice people who just want to work in a more free way, and in a way where you get to work with your friends. And that's a really awesome group of people. I love that group of people. I love serving that group of people. And social networks are just not doing it for me in the same way anymore, in terms of being able to make the connections I want to with those people. Now, this is coming from someone who this week, my retweet reach on Twitter is 18.5 million. So I'm not hating on, you know, existing social networks. Clearly, I have a lot of reach. Clearly, I have a ton of friends there, and clearly, I do a lot of business there. So I'm still going to love on social networks in general, but there has been a real need for a specific social network on which you can actually do some freaking work for a long time and also have fun. So it's like fun work. And LinkedIn, no matter how many times it tries to sell itself to me as this cool, funky, you know, Twitter in peanut butter, whatever the heck it was they had going. What was it? Peanut butter and chocolate? I don't know. They keep trying to rebrand themselves as cool. They're not cool. They're always always like super professional corporate type thing. And I've done stuff with corporate before. I don't hate on corporate. It's just not where my mindset is. I want to speak to people as people, and I want to do business with people. I don't just want to do business with big anonymous brands. It's just not who I am. I'll help them. And, you know, I have done, and I've actually helped corporations to, you know, giant, great, big blue chip companies and also public sector bodies in a past life, in another business that I helped to found. I used to save them £1 million in every 5 that they spent, or $1 million in every 5 that they spent. That's what I used to do. I used to work with these big, huge, great corporations. So it's not that I'm hating on them. It's just I personally find more fulfillment when I work with someone like, say, for example, Coach Gianni, you might have heard of, Giancarlo Barazza. He has a TV channel on Grant Cardone's network. And when he came to me, he was broke and miserable, and he'd been working as a programmer for years in America. He was originally from a kind of impoverished area of Peru. He was really struggling. He hated his job. He wasn't that great at it, bless him. And he used to meet up with me on his lunch breaks in Starbucks. He was in America, I was in England, and he didn't always have earbuds either. So quite often I would be teaching him in Starbucks, and people around him would basically be taking notes because they could hear. And he, you know, he kind of looked stressed a lot of the time. He hated his life, really. He just really wanted to do more with his life. And his big goal was to become a millionaire because he'd come from this impoverished background. He wanted to help his family. And generally, when someone comes to me for coaching and they say, you know, I say, what's your big dream? What's your big goal? And they say, I want to be a millionaire. I want to go granular on that. I want to say, that's not, you don't really want to be a millionaire. Like, what does that mean? What's the meaning behind that? Because just chasing money is kind of, it's soulless. So what do you actually want? And usually it's not to become a millionaire at all. It's because it's that somebody wants the freedom to spend time raising their kids, or somebody wants whatever. But in his case, it really was to become a millionaire, and it was because of the fact that nobody in his family had been wealthy. He had no experience of that growing up, and he wanted to help his family to be wealthy so that they could just do whatever they wanted and live the American dream and everything. So he was really focused on this, and I worked with him, and within 18 months he was a millionaire. And I just saw a post the other day where he was posting that he's now running $1 billion company. That's his company that he set up. I'm so proud of him. I can't even begin to tell you how proud I am of him. Obviously, I'm not in any way laying claim to his success. The guy works like you would not believe. He is stupendously focused. I mean, one of the most focused, hardworking people I've ever worked with. I've worked with him multiple times since then. So I've worked with him since he's been a millionaire and a multi-millionaire, and I've done copywriting with him as well. I did some copywriting for Grant Cardone, for instance, through him. So if you ever got the Millionaire booklet, before they've just recently changed it, so it's Grant on there talking about the success of the booklet. Previous to that, to get the success of the booklet, there was a different funnel up, and I wrote the marketing copy for that funnel. So I mean, that to me, that's more exciting. It's more exciting to me to work with someone who's struggling at the beginning and help them to clarify their vision, help them to move forward. And obviously they're going to be doing the work. They're going to be, bringing all they have to it. But it's more satisfying to me to be there at the beginning and see that change, that progress, and then see that person with their own TV show or with their own, running their own business that's doing really super successfully. And I've got bunches of different examples of this with clients of mine, by the way. Just tons in network marketing, small business, writers, creatives, actors, all kinds of things. Where I've been there at the point where they needed to make a transition and move up, and I've helped them do that, and then they've just flown. I mean, it's the most satisfying work. I freaking love what I do. But the point is, that's why I wanted to find a social network where I could connect with people in a real way and develop relationships with them and build businesses with them so that I felt emotionally invested in their success, not just financially, not just, my time, not just the fact that they ultimately end up paying my bills, but because I emotionally really care. When I see Gianni hit a new level, when I see people who are like Gianni was when he first came to me for coaching, telling him that their lives have changed because of him, I have this, like, my tear ducts go. I can't handle it. I fall apart. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I'm always messaging his wife, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. But because they were struggling so much and they couldn't, they'd recently got married. They couldn't really start their own family. I mean, there were children from existing marriage that Gianni had, but the two of them couldn't really start their family because they didn't have enough money, and then suddenly they had tons of money, and then suddenly they had tons of kids, and it's just seeing them all running around this mansion. I mean, it's this huge mansion they live in now, the sports cars and everything. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is going to happen for anybody else who works with me, because that's exceptional. What I can say is, well, I'm not going to say anything else. There's a ton of success stories from coaching clients of mine. If you want to know about them, go to indiepreneur.academy/P/about, or just go to indiepreneur.academy and click on about, and you'll see things that clients have said and things the media has said about me and everything. But getting off that, this is why I wanted this kind of social network, because I wanted to be able to connect with people in a real way, and I wanted to be able to see how things change. I love it when things change, and they change for the better. So it's not like a classic MLM or whatever. Like, if you're in an MLM, this isn't going to affect that. You obviously want to carry on building that MLM, and I would recommend using this to build it, because this is one of the only places I can think of where you are not going to get slapped on the wrist for promoting your MLM. They're happy to have networkers on this social network. It's a social network. People are going to network there. You can set up a channel. Say for example, you're in multiple network marketing companies. You can set up a channel on there. So you've got your channel's probably misleading. So you've got your channel, your profile. And what you can do is you can segment it really easily, far more easily than on Twitter or Facebook. You can segment it so you're just speaking to specific prospects. You can mark people as prospects, and you can market directly to those people. So you can essentially you're opening one social media account, but it's like you've got 5 or kind of limitless numbers of social media accounts. So let's say you're promoting a health and wellness thing, and you're promoting a lead generation system, and you're promoting, I don't know, let's say some kind of cryptocurrency thing. And there's not a whole lot of crossover. There's some crossover between these things, but for some people, there's less crossover. So you really want to be promoting health and wellness type ideas to the health and wellness people. You want to be promoting lead generation, clicks, closes, sales stuff to the people who are interested in that. And you want to be promoting crypto stuff to the crypto peeps. You might have one version of your account where you're promoting all of it. Your public version, if somebody's into all of it, they're going to see all of it. You might have another version where you are promoting just health stuff to the health people. And you've got people tagged as that. So you're just focused on that stuff. So they're subscribing because they're really super interested in health and wellness, and that's all they're getting from you. And then the crypto peeps who are just interested in crypto, you're just putting out crypto news and crypto this and crypto that, and they're loving you for it because that's what they're into. And then the same with the lead gen and the kind of starting to build a business online people. You're putting stuff out just specifically for them. Maybe every now and then you'll cross-pollinate a little bit, but generally speaking, you're really super niche, and you can tag people like you can in something like Infusionsoft. You can tag people based on what their interests are. So this is great for the kind of thing that things like GDPR are trying to address, which is people sign up for specific information, and you need to be giving them that specific information. So you might have a version that's kind of entertainment and silly fun stuff, or you might have a bit that's to do with politics. Honestly, I haven't seen any politics there so far, so I'd probably keep politics off there and keep it on Twitter, because that's where it's naturally, you know, a good place for politics, because it's so much about kind of what's in the newsfeed and what's trending. This is more, what are your super nerdy hobbies? What is your business? What is your, you know, lifestyle? All of that stuff, that needs to go here. You can bring your family across here, and you can create a family stream. You can bring your friends across, you can create a friend stream. So you can completely take control of your social media experience. This is so cool, because I was excited about this with Google Plus when I first got into that. I'm verified on Google Plus, and I thought Circles would do that, but they kind of screwed everything up, and it's honestly, Google Plus got so bloated and confused, there's no clarity over there, so I don't use it anymore. And that sucks, because I am verified over there, and I worked with Google on Google Plus and Hangouts for 6 years as a trusted tester, so it means a lot to me, and I'm friends with the directors and presidents and stuff over there. But it's just confusing now. It's just confusing, and this is nice and straightforward. So you're probably thinking, when is she going to talk about these numbers? I'm going to talk about these numbers now. One of the things I love, like I said, I love looking at change, and I love seeing how things grow over time. So I kept logged into this overnight. I have not been promoting this. I've just kind of let it do its thing overnight. So let's just have a quick look and see where the numbers are. Can you see the numbers there now? If you see the numbers there now, I'm going to do a screenshot of this just in case I'm accidentally not recording. Am I recording? I am recording. I'm going to trust it. Okay, so these are the numbers when I went to sleep last night. Let's have a quick look and see if they have gone up. 65 has gone up to 86! 86! Look at the duplication on this. Now, if you're in network marketing, you will know. Now, I'm not doing any paid ads for this or anything. I'm just sharing this on Twitter, and mainly Twitter, honestly. And I'm not even sharing it a huge amount. I'm just sharing it on Twitter. I put some stuff on Facebook. I don't want to post it too much on Facebook because, like I said, Facebook goes out of its way to completely screw you over if you're an own business, so they don't want you really posting stuff like this. But I've personally brought in 21 people, which is nice. However, look at what people are doing in my... I'm going to use network marketing terminology, but this isn't really a network marketing thing as such. You can run it that way if you want. You can set up a team. I'm actually setting up a network, so it's kind of optional. You can be part of it or not, which is called the Best Foot Forward Network, and it's going to be about positive development, self-development, and us all helping each other to put our best foot forward and be our best selves and everything like that. So if you vibe with that and you join this through my link, send me a message and I'll add you into that. If you don't vibe with that and you just want to be on the social network, then you need a link to go through. You may as well go through mine, right? So that's fine. You don't have to be part of it. But that's my kind of team in inverted commas. So all of these 86 people can be part of that. And I'm going to be giving you guys free training and free stuff. I'm building it all now. I've literally only been in here for 4 days. I mean, well, this is day 4, so it's really 3 days. So in 3 days, my team, so if we look at it as network marketing, my team has grown to 86 people on 1, 2, 3, look, 4 levels now already, which is crazy. So there's 5 levels, just so you know basically how the comp plan works. There's more to it than this, but the basic thing. And if you want to see the comp plan in detail, just click on Webtalk Gifts when you get in, and there's a video. So the basic deal is they're paying out for the first 1 million people who join, and it's growing at the rate of 10,000 people a day at the moment. And it was at 110,000 members a couple of days ago. So it's not going to take that long to get to 1 million. For the first 1 million people, they're paying out 50% of their revenue to us, to the beta testers, okay? So how they're doing that, if I've got this right, because I'm like, well, I'm brilliantly bad at comp plans, but this is how I think it works, is they pay you out 10% on the people who join through your link, but they're also paying out 10% on each of these levels. So usually in a network marketing business, you're paid out a fair amount on the people you bring up in, but then it's like a pitiful amount on the other people. And you're supposed to build to unlimited levels, and then eventually you get paid a lot of money. It takes ages. This is going to be faster than that. And I'll show you an anticipated earnings calculator in a minute that will blow your mind. But before I get to that, I just need to say, for entertainment purposes only, because I think it might be a little bit optimistic. Maybe I'm a cynic, but it looks good. It looks good for me even just with this. I mean, literally, if it comes even, not even half as much, if I get like a percentage of the possible anticipated earnings on this from the work I've done in 3 days, part-time, that's probably the best 3 days I've spent in my life, seriously. So, yeah, so 21 people joined through my link. And then these guys, on the next level, sent 595 emails. And they shared it around, and 51 people joined. And then these guys, 12 joined, and these guys, 2 joined. So it's already, people are joining to level 4, okay? Now, the way that this works in terms of what you get paid on, at the moment it's completely free, and there'll always be a free version of it. It's always going to be free. The affiliate program's free. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay like, I don't know, like if you're in a network marketing company, you've got to be on forced continuity every month. You don't with this. It's free. So you can get in and grab your spot and, you know, really strike while the iron's hot, while it's got 10,000 people joining every day, because who are they joining with? They may as well join through you, right? Basically, if you share this around and you bring people in, you're going to have a really cool social network that you built yourself, because you're bringing people in who are already connected with you elsewhere. So they've got a rough idea of who you are, and you're bringing them to a new network. Now, I've done that. I did that on Google+, and it was a great idea. I became closer to the people that I brought in. I made loads of new friends, and it was awesome. So Google Plus then became not that big of a deal. But the point is, I still benefited so much and got so many great contacts and friends through being active during the invite-only beta. I will never regret having done that. I literally took 2 weeks of my life out and just lived on Google Plus at the beginning. And I ended up becoming really good friends with some very senior people in Google, and also just people in the entertainment industry, people in the tech industry, just loads of people. I made some great friends, great contacts in media and all kinds of things that I would never have otherwise made. So getting in early on a social network in itself is a big freaking decision if you care about your profile, your reach, your influence, your business. And you know, if you're a hater who's going to hate on me like, oh, listen to you, business, I'm just sod off, because basically I'm speaking to people who are taking control of their own situations. They're building their own economies. They don't want to be towed around by politicians who are making, quite frankly, stupid effing decisions about the economy. And that there is going to be a recession soon. There will be a recession. And when there is a recession, because there always is, it's cyclical. So if you look at the US, because I deal with the US a lot, Trump inherited a rising economy, 6 years of rising. Go and look at the stats. It's been going up for 6 years. And there's going to be a recession. No matter what he does, policy-wise, there's going to be a recession. So a lot of the things that he's doing are going to usher that recession in quicker. But even if he made the best decisions ever on the face of the planet, there'd still be a recession, because that's just how it works. It's cyclical. There's always, I mean, just look at history. There's always recessions. So there will be a recession soon. And when there's a recession, you want to be in something that is in the home business space. You want to be in something where people are reaching out and trying to find work, or they're reaching out and trying to make money. And this actually has the capacity for you to advertise when you're looking for work. So if you lose your job in the recession, you can go on here and you can advertise saying, I'm looking for work, which is what happens on LinkedIn, right? So for anybody who's working in traditional businesses, who thinks that their business may not be 100% safe, because like, for example, in America, the economy can be showing a rise because the people are at the top are making more money, but if the wages aren't increasing, which they're not, then what's going to happen is the cost of living is going to go up, but your ability to afford to live is going to go down, And then there's going to be a lot of people who end up essentially on the streets, or they're not going to be able to cover their living costs, and they're not going to be able to put in their best work at work, and they're going to lose their jobs. And also people won't be able to buy the premium products and all the other products and services that these companies offer, so they will sell less. So the directors of the company might be earning a lot, but if their companies can't actually ship their products because of the trade war, then people are not going to be buying the products. They're not going to be, they can't afford them. It's not going to happen, and those businesses will go down, and you will end up in a recession. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it. I predict these things all the time. I have a great record on it. I was a magazine columnist for 6 years, so some of my record is in print. I predicted the last recession to the week. You really need to listen to me on this stuff. I'm not guaranteeing the specific timing on this, but I am telling you there's going to be a recession. And when there is, the home business industry does so well in recessions, because people lose their jobs and they still got bills to pay. They've got to find something now. And suddenly everybody, the jobs market's completely crowded. Everyone's going after the same jobs. It's really impossible to get a job. And you have to set something up, some kind of side hustle up, just to pay the bills, just to keep, food in the fridge, just to feed the babies or whatever. You've got no other option. And that's how a lot of people get into home business. Not because they desperately want the laptop lifestyle enough to actually get in. I mean, sometimes they do, but most of the time it's because it's their only option. They have to pay bills, and they will do whatever it takes. And that's when they come in. So you need something at that point that's going to help people. Well, when somebody's losing their job, what's going to help them is to get on something like LinkedIn, but that has people that they can connect with in a way that you can't so much on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's super professional. And, if you're in the blue collar, type position, or if you're not sort of super director level, LinkedIn's not always your best bet. You're competing against a ton of people there. You're not making the personal connections there. But here you can. And here you can say, guys, I need a job. So you can you can use this as a side hustle and use it as a place to find a new job if your job goes. You have to have something in place to take care of yourself. Now, if you need something as well with additional substance, so say, for example, you need a health and wellness business, or if you need a business where you can create your own products or whatever, I can offer those too. But this is a great starting point, because it's a social network for people who want to help people to do well in life. And that is what is needed right now, at a time where politics has people so divided, everything is so polarized, and it's increasingly difficult to network, because people can't, they can't get along with each other. You can segment things out here. You can make it so you're not fighting constantly with people on the opposite side of the civil war that you're in America, for instance. You can make it so that you're just having the right message to the right people all the time, and you're building a business based on people who think like you. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go on there and you think, right, I'm just going to say, for example, I'm just going to bring liberals into my business. I'm just going to do that, because I think that's a bit limiting. And, there are plenty of awesome Republicans out there. And I would urge you maybe not to do that. I mean, you can if you want. If you want to go over there and say, right, I'm just going to build a business with these people, or these are the only people I'm going to speak to. And then if other people join through my link, they join through my link. But I just want to deal with these people. You can do that if you want. But I think it's probably better to kind of go after a mindset more. So it might be that you want people who are optimistic and want to work together for a better future. And they might disagree a bit on policy, but they're all moving forward together. And that's basically how I feel. Like, I really want to bring people in who understand that people need to help each other out to get forward, but they also understand that people need to take responsibility for their own circumstances, and they believe in the will of the individual to change their circumstances, and they also believe that we can all help each other out, because I think that's the best of both worlds, basically. So So those are the kinds of people that I'm bringing into my particular network, in that network. So if that vibes with you, totally reach out to me if you go through my link with these stats. So the number of people who've joined through my link is 21. Let's get my little calculator out because I'm too tired right now to do numbers. 51 plus 12 plus 2 is 65. Okay, so 21 have joined directly through me and 65 have joined through other people. So let's go in here. Now, bear in mind, this is not a guarantee of earnings, blah, blah, blah. It's entertainment only purposes. But what they're doing is they've done research on different social networks that offer advertising, because that's where some of the revenue is going to come to you from. And they've conservatively estimated a 5% conversion rate and $2 spend. So we'll work it out on that basis first, and then we'll do something way less optimistic than this, because the numbers that this shows are going to be insane and you just won't believe them. So the number of people that I referred is 65. Sorry, that's not true. That is a giant lie. It is 21, isn't it? Yeah. See if that's gone up in the last couple of minutes. So 86. Anybody else joined in the last couple of minutes? No, we're still at 86. Okay, so 21. 21. 55. Calculate. There's going to be a number I can't even... Oh, hang on, I need to put this in. 5, 2. There'll be a number I can't even begin to... I mean, that's just crazy, right? But on the basis of the numbers, that's a potential. Call me a cynic, but I have real problems believing that. I have real problems believing that even in a year. That's why I'm saying, entertainment purposes only. I'm entertained by that number. I don't believe it. But let's look. This could be because I'm building to different levels, okay? So let's just look at what would happen if I'd actually bought in. Let's say I'd even bought in that number of people myself. Okay, let's see how this changes. And one person had come in. Then it goes down to this. So the reason that the numbers are so freaking huge is because I'm bringing people in who are duplicating. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you want to get into this, bring people in and then help them to bring people in, because then that happens. I only brought 21 people in. It's because of this 65 that's happening. So if we take this down to 1% and we take this down to an ad spend of 1, we're still there. Take it down to 0.5 upgrades. So majority of people are in there. Free. Take it down to that and ad spend. We're still there. Let's say, I don't think there's any chance that it's going to be lower than that conversion. I think that's ridiculous. Let's say the ad spend, let's say a whole bunch of people don't advertise. I am really excited to advertise on this network, so I know I'm going to advertise on here. And that's why I'm super excited about this aspect of it, because who wouldn't want to advertise to that focused of a group of people? They've got so much granular information, the data, because you can fill in this whole thing about all of your interests and your business and your experience and what you're looking for and everything. So they're going to be able to do really effective advertising. But let's just say that it is, just nothing. Like, this is so bad, these numbers. It's still that. This is 3 days work, guys. 3 days work. And this is like for life. This is coming in every month. They're going to pay via PayPal, Stripe, or I think it's Payoneer. So you choose how you want to be paid. You can be paid directly into your bank account with Stripe, which I love. You can be paid into PayPal. You can be paid into onto a card that they can send you. So however you want to be paid, you can be paid, which is great. I love that. But this is pretty freaking phenomenal. So anyway, yeah, I just want to play with that again. Your results may vary. I'm not telling you you're going to make a ton of money. And that isn't why I would get in anyway. Get in because it's a cool little network, you know? And getting in early on a network makes sense. And it's just a great place to hang out, and you can do a load of stuff here, and it's, you know, you can get really, look at all the people who want to connect with me right now. I went through all of them just no time ago, and there's a whole bunch of new ones, look. So cool. Notifications. Look at these people viewing my profile. View my profile. Then you get to see who's viewing your profile multiple times a day. Do you think that's helpful to work out who your main prospects are? Hell yeah. Got messages in there, which I'm not going to open up, obviously. But yeah, so this is a great place to go because it is a great place to go, end of. But also, it's great to have somewhere that you can go to when Facebook falls over like it did today. And you can put, you know, lots of information about yourself here, and this will show up on Google, and it's just a really awesome place. You can also use it kind of like Dropbox. You can upload stuff here, and people get a free account in order to see the stuff. So you can put portfolios up here, you can put documents up here, everything, and use it as a place to store your stuff. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. So if you want to get into this thing, which I highly recommend, what you need to do is you need to go through my link. My link, I will put it up on the screen so you can see it. My link is, this is, when you get in, by the way, that's where you find your links, okay? So it takes you 5 seconds to join, literally. It's so easy to join. Your profile's there, the news stream is there, help, settings, etc. This is where you want to click, your referral links. That will show you, and you can just monitor. I mean, I'm kind of sad now Clout's closed down and I can't see how influential I am on any given day. But this is where you get your link. So it says landing page link. That right there is your referral link. And then this is the link to your profile. So that there is your referral link. I recommend that I'll show you what happens when you go through there, so you know what page you're going to end up on. I recommend you bit.ly this to something a little bit more memorable. That's my link if you want to go straight through to it. It says who you're invited by. You cannot get in unless you're invited by someone at this point. So my bit.ly link for this is this. Is bit.ly/webtalker. bit.ly/webtalker. And if you go there, you will end up on this page, and then you literally just put first name, last name, email, password, click continue, and then it'll ask date of birth and a couple of other things, and then it sends you an email, and you click on the email and you're in. So click on my link, get in now. This is the link, and I will see you inside. Message me when you get in there. I'm going to have a whole bunch of stuff. I'm putting stuff together right now. I'm putting together a course on Webtalk, actually, that I'm going to be selling for $27. I will give it to you for free if you join through my link, okay? So just send me a message and say, hey, give me that course for free. And as soon as it's together, I will get back to you and I will get you that course so you can see exactly what to do to make the best use of this social network. I'm super pumped about it. I think it's going to be great. Get into the beta stage now, invite only beta stage. It is the best time to get into anything. Best time to get into a social network, best time to get into any kind of income opportunity is right at the beginning. Basically, there's nothing to lose. When you get in at the beginning and it's free, there is no downside. Because even if, like, worst case scenario, if you're thinking, oh, but what if this fails? I don't think it's going to fail because they've been doing research and development for 2 years. They've been working together as a team and they have offices and staff and everything for the last couple of years, and they've invested 6.5 million in it. So I don't think it's going to fail. But given that anything can, so what? Essentially, you're networking with a whole bunch of like-minded individuals for the period of time that it runs until it does fail, if that does happen. and you're building business relationships and it's costing you nothing. How can you lose in that situation? You know, so the worst case scenario, you get to be more influential than you currently are and it costs you nothing. Best case scenario, you're a freaking millionaire. Like, just stop. Just stop with the questions. Click on the button for the free thing that I'm offering you and get in there. And I will see you there. Bye for now.